Hey everyone and welcome back. In this video we are going to start creating our service classes. So first thing to do is create a class called call service and it's going to extend the service. So let's import the member. For now we will return null. So this class is going to be an Android entry point and we want to use the binder object to bind this service to our view model. So to do that, I'll create a binder object of type local binder, which I'll create in a second. So my inner class of local binder is going to extend from the binder class like this, and using get service function is going to return the service call service, and it's going to return the call service, this instance of the class, the whole instance. So inside the onBind function, we will simply return the binder object of the class. So let me comment this binder stuff and we'll push it down below the whole class. And let's create a section for injects. And first thing that I want to inject is my socket private latency var socket client, and also event sender of type socket event sender. And after that, I'll create a section for service variables. We are going to need two variables. The first one is private latent var main notification of type notification compat dot builder, and the next one is notification manager of type notification manager. Let's go down below and override the onCreate function. After the service called this onCreate, we want to instantiate our notification manager like this, get system service, and for the service name we simply use the notification manager class.java. Simple as that. Then we will call a function create notification, and then we want to set up the listener for our socket clients, and let our call service implement the member of the listener for the socket clients. Let me pass this one here. We'll get back to this one. So let's create this function. I'll simply just copy and paste it here. So first we will create a notification channel using these two IDs, which I'll import in a second. Down below I'll have a companion object exactly same as this one, and inside this I'll have two channel ID and notification ID. I'll come back here later and create start service function later like this. So let's go up here. You will see an error that we're going to need current min API to 26. For now I'll just come here and make it to 26, the min SDK, and go back to my service. So this error is gone. So what we have here, we will create the notification channel using this notification channel object, and then we will have an intent as a content intent for our pending intent. It means that whenever we click on the service notification, it's going to open the main activity with these flags of clear top and single top. It means that hey, there are a new application being launched again. And down below we will have the pending intent, and these content pending intent will be used inside our content intent, will be used inside our notification builder. So I'll import this R, and also we will have a call broadcast receiver. Let me copy and paste it here. This broadcast receiver will notify when the action exit is going to call like this. When this button of the notification is being pressed, this one will get notified. We simply want to stop the service of the call service, which I'll add this inside stop service like this. It's going to receive a context, simple as that. And then we will call to close activity to close everything. So let me copy and paste it again. I'll simply paste it inside the UI package. It doesn't have any UI, just finish affinity to finish everything. Let's import it here, and let's go to our manifest. below our activities, we want to add our service, call service, and a receiver, broadcast receiver. So we will, register these service and receiver to our application. So where goes for the creating notification function. So what we have right now is whenever the service is being called to get created and this onCreate function gets called, we will have the notification ready and listener of the socket set up. So let's go to the next function, which is onStart command. So let me go above this function and override onStart command. We want to return start sticky, but we want to check the intent and its action. So whenever the action of it is the call service action, which I do not have, so I'll create the call service action again here, small class with two actions, start and stop. Let's go back here. So call service action dot start, actually the name of it, we wanna call handle start service function, which I'll create in a second. And whenever it's equal to stop, that's name, we wanna call handle stop service function. And for the rest, we don't do anything for now. So let's create these two functions like this and like this. So for the handle start service, I want to have a flag called is service running, and it's going to be false initial. So up here, I want to check if service is not running, then I want to set it to true and then start service with notification. Let's create this function. So what do we have in this function is actually just simply start foreground with the main notification ID and main notification that's built. So we just simply start this function. And it's giving me an error because it says, hey, you have to set a foreground service type for your service. So let's go back to our service XML part and add the foreground service type to datasync. That's enough. And also tools that's ignore equal to foreground service permission. Yeah, let's go back to our call service and you will see this error is gone. So on the stop service, we want to check if the is service running is true, then we want to set it to false. And then go for the rest of the, closing the whole process. For example, socket client dot onStop and WebRTC stuff here. And in the end, I'll use stop foreground and pass stop foreground remove. So simple as that. This one will stop our service. So before doing anything else, we are going to need, these two functions to get prepared so we can check our service if it's working fine or not. So let's go to this function. Actually, start service is going to receive a context, and using new thread, we will create a thread and start it. Inside this thread, we will start intent. Which I'll create in a second. Down below, it's a private function. Private function start intent. It's going to receive a context and the intent. So context start foreground service and pass the intent to it. So this one cannot be null. And here I'll pass the context from the function. And for the intent, I'll create a new intent and pass the context as the beginning and call service class.java and add an action to it. So the action of it is going to be called service action.start.name. And same goes for stop intent. We simply start intent, pass the context, the new intent, call service actions.stop.name, and call service class.java and add an action to it using apply block. The action is going to be call service stop.name. So right now we want to check our service, and whenever the socket is getting opened, we want to use event sender and store the user to the server. So before running our application, we need to go to the manifest file and add our permission to it. So I'll copy and paste the permissions. We are going to use the camera audio record for the WebRTC call, foreground service, internet to the access to the internet, post notification, and data syncs for the foreground service. Now let's run our application. Also, we are going to need to run our WebSocket server. I opened, the WebSocket server. Whenever we receive the store user signal, I want to log the data. So let's run this one and go back to our Android project. So let's go inside my main activity. First, we need to get the permission launcher. Permission launcher is going to be remember launcher for activity results. The contract is equal to this, and this one has to be inside the composable function. So here I'll check if I'll have my permissions, then I'll start testing the service. So here we will, for now test the service, call service, start service, and for the context we will pass this. And down below we have to launch this permission. So we use a launched effect, and for the key one we will pass simply a unit. So we want this one to be called only once, and permission launcher dot launch, and pass array of manifest dot permission dot record audio, permission dot record audio, camera, and post notification. And for this one we will just surpass the inline API. So we are pretty much ready to launch the application. Let's run it. I received an error because I forgot to add the installing annotation to my module. So I'll pass singleton components class. Also make sure that inside this socket client, the port is to 4000, since the port inside our project is 4000. Let's run everything again. So you see we are requesting for the permissions. I'll grant them, and here goes our service. And then inside my socket client, we'll see that, hey, there's a new user calling store user signal. So that's pretty much it for this video. We successfully implemented the service, the foreground service, and also we tested our socket client. So till the next video, see you everyone. Thanks for watching.